Hello, it is officially February 22nd, just have to make sure. And that means that the Vita is launching today. This is very exciting. Well, I'm excited for you because I already have one. Sort of. It's not really mine, it's my boyfriend's, but he's sleeping now, so I was able to sneak it. And this is it. Ta-da! I know, it's very exciting, it's beautiful. We have this awesome, well, he has this awesome peripheral for it. It makes it a lot more comfortable to hold, and it's kind of like holding a giant PS3 controller. So if you are picking up a Vita today, I do suggest this awesome little baby here. Pick that up with the Vita if you're going for it today. If you're waiting for a price point drop, I completely understand. I might have to do that myself since Francisco doesn't like to share. So I am posting this video because yes, I'm excited for the Vita to launch, but also I covered an event in Toronto, the PlayStation Vita launch event, and I had a chat with Matt Levitan, and normally I would put together an awesome video with some music and B-roll, and I'm just finding that I don't have a lot of time to do that anymore, but I still would love to cover the events, and I would love to ask questions that you may have, and I always have a lot of questions too. So I was chatting with Matt Levitan, and I thought that I would record it and post it to YouTube to just get it out there so you can see. So you can see the answers that he had to my questions and partake in our conversation. So this is a 10-minute conversation that I cut down to 6. I would have liked to have kept the whole thing up, but I'm trying to spare you because I know time is money. This is my first vlog, and I don't know if I should do more of this stuff. I really do appreciate feedback. I will be posting more videos like this one, the one that's following, with just the interview, but if you'd like for me to do more vlogs like this, I can also do that if you have questions for me, or I mean, if you want to talk about games, we can do that. I can go through my collection of video games. Okay, our collection of video games, they're not all mine, as well. That can happen in the future. This is just a tester though, so I do appreciate feedback. If you can do so, that would be awesome. And yeah, this is just a simple conversation that I'm having with Matt Levitan of Sony PlayStation Canada about the Vita. Enjoy. I'm here with Matt Levitan, and we were talking the PS Vita. Matt, how are you today?
I'm excited. I'm just excited to get this on the shelf. There's been obviously a lot of pent-up excitement from gamers just in general of like reading news and seeing stories, but nothing really matches it in terms of like getting it in your hands and playing it. That's really, I think, when you get a chance of understanding what Vita is.
I absolutely agree with you, and I was just thinking, come on, I already have my PlayStation handheld. I'm good. I don't need another one. I even have a Go, but then just holding it.
You have a Go?
Yes.
Awesome, thank you.
Oh, no problem.
You're the one that bought it? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, ouch. Okay, so just holding it in my hand, like you said, it really is amazing. It's an amazing piece of hardware.
We built this really from the ground up with the gamer in mind. I mean, obviously, doing all the research from the original PlayStation Portable, dual analog sticks was the #1 thing. It was like 65% of people said dual analog sticks. So we're like, okay, we get it. And without a doubt, we knew that was one thing that had to be in the infrastructure of this unit. But then we said, let's give gamers everything that they want from a handheld. So it's a front touchscreen, a rear touchpad, 2 cameras, the 6-axis motion technology. I mean, it's all built into it, so that you have the most complete experience that really feels like a console. So if you're playing Uncharted Golden Abyss, you're getting that same level of quality that Naughty Dog brought to the table on PS3. I'd even argue the puzzles are better on the Vita version because of the touchscreen functionality and all the different stuff that you can do. So I'm amazed. I mean, it's a first generation Vita game, and I think it's the best handheld game I've ever played. So if this is what they can do on day 1, I'm looking forward to years 2, 3, 4, and 10.
Well, that's some pretty heavy words right there.
No, I love the God of War games on PSP. There's a bunch. I've played my fair share of other apps and iOS games, but I mean, Uncharted is. I was looking at you look at the backgrounds, you look at the character models, and just the control with the dual analog sticks, and I'm like, I feel like I'm playing a console game, on a plane, which is really cool.
You mentioned
iOS, and you know that I play a lot of iOS games
Yep.
for reviews in the run, and I just want to know how you felt the PS Vita is going to compete with the iOS market. I know it's a completely different system. I understand that it's really built for gamers.
Yep.
But how do you feel like it competes with the iOS and the small and the lower price point on the iOS?
It's a good question. And I think that they're somewhat complementary. I think that, what smartphone and tablet gaming has brought to the market is it's added a lot of people, I think, to gaming. People that are playing Angry Birds or whatever, Cut the Rope or whatever they're playing. It's good. I would now consider them gamers, and I want their money. So I think that I'll be quite honest with you. So I think that they're going to graduate to a Vita. I think they're going to eventually see a game, whether it's Luminous, which I happen to really love, or something else, is be like, I want to play that, and they're going to get a sense of, how different a Vita experience is, or a Vita game is, than, maybe whatever device they're playing on. So I think it's good. I find them somewhat complementary. I think you can own both. You can have a smartphone that you play games on, but also have a Vita that's your more like serious, dedicated gaming machine.
Okay, what about games though that have been ported from iOS to the Vita? Because there's a price point jump there.
There is. I think Asphalt Junk is one of them. Asphalt Injection, and there's a couple. There's a variety of price points on the software too, though. I talk about this a lot when I do interviews. Or I talk to people about the Vita. Is you see Uncharted at $50, and you're like, well, I'm not sure everyone's going to spend $50 on a handheld game. But you have to understand what Uncharted is. I mean, that's a console experience in the palm of your hand. So that, in my opinion, that's a $50 game. But then there's plenty of PSP minis that are on the PSN store that are between $5 to $10. There's going to be a lot of other games like Gravity Rush or Escape Plan that'll be in that $15 to $20 range. So I think the consumers have a choice. If you don't have an appetite for a $50 handheld game, that's okay. There'll be plenty of stuff for you on the store that'll appeal to you.
He knows how to answer questions, this Matt Levitan.
It's not my first rodeo.
Okay, well, let's talk about something else that I kind of didn't like.
What?
Well, you have to buy an external memory card as well for this.
This was coming.
Oh, man, and it's only proprietary for this device. So why couldn't I use, because I was the only one that bought a PSP Go, I guess. So why couldn't I use the memory stick that I have with that one with this Vita?
We did start from scratch on this memory card. There's a variety of reasons for that. It's a high-speed, kind of a high-tech memory card, so it is priced a little bit more than kind of your lower-end memory card. So if you buy an SD card that's a 4 gig card, it probably costs a little bit less than our 4 gig card. But for a high-speed card, it's actually priced quite comparable if you go out there and look at the other ones in the marketplace. But it had to be proprietary. We wanted to work with the Vita specifically, and also really, to be quite honest with you, to combat piracy a little bit too, because we had a problem with that in the first generation with PSP. If you had a memory card that was able to put into your Vio or your laptop or something, you could potentially transfer that file. So it works with the Vita only, and we hope at that point that we kind of curb that habit that some people have.
Okay, that was a good answer.
It's honesty. It's not a cash grab. We're trying to control our content.
Right,
And control developers, really. I mean, not control developers, but allow developers to control their content so they can make more games and actually have a profitable business model. And that was harder to achieve on PSP, the original PSP.
Right, because to consumers, that's what it seems like to us, right? Like you're just trying to take as much money from us as possible, which sounds terrible. I don't want to think that of you.
No, that's not. That's not me at all. We've been cursed. I don't say cursed. We've kind of been buried with that before, having a proprietary format with UMD or proprietary memory cards. But I think that a lot of times there is a reason for it, whether it be piracy or interactivity between other Sony devices, or even sometimes it's just a technological advantage of some kind. So it isn't a cash grab. It is actually something that's been built with the Vita gamer in mind to make sure that we actually can protect the content and protect you.